Okay, now it's on. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, then I was talking about the last one from that I knew, and that I can remember quite a bit because it came in the middle of the afternoon, and I was alone with my mother, and all of a sudden she jumps up and says, "Come on, we got to get out!" And we ran out and went down the servants' staircase, which was one of those circular iron things. And I can remember going down that thing, and as I went, the holding piece kept hitting me in the stomach.
What holding piece?
The baluster, whatever.
Oh, the railing.
Railing,
Yeah,
yeah,
baluster, yeah.
of the iron thing, and it kept hitting me.
Why? Because you were going too fast?
No, because it was moving as I was trying to walk.
Oh,
as
really?
I was going down it. Yeah.
It was shaking.
Yeah.
That much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Wow.
Yeah. And it lasted. And then the other thing I remember about it was that the ayah, she wasn't Tibetan. The other one, way up in the top. What's the place next?
Nepal.
Nepal. She was Nepalese, yeah, and she'd got this idea. I suppose she'd heard that often you have, what you do, you have small recurrences of
Aftershocks.
Aftershock, right then, sorry. And she told us children, there'll be more. It was this afternoon, you know, and I was just terrified, and I don't know what. Well, I don't think we got any aftershocks. I mean, but I can just remember being so frightened. I've never forgotten that woman just for that reason, you know. And that was the end of it. And I don't think there were any more. Well, there weren't any more earthquakes in my time.
And what year was around? What year was that?
Probably about a year before, about 1933, something like that.
Oh, a year before what?
Before I went to England.
Oh, you went to England in 1934?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So. And didn't you say there was some politician, a British politician, got killed by a bomb, and your father pointed out the spot in the street? No,
it wasn't a bomb. No, somebody shot. What we heard was that somebody shot him when he was walking down. That was before this, about 2 years before, because it was we were in another flat, as they were called, which was on a big main street, and it was supposed to be about a block further up.
Somebody shot. Was it like
somebody?
A governor or something?
I thought he was. Yeah, well, that was what I was told. The governor of Bengal.
Well, I think I.
And you,
it may have been somebody else, but you're not sure. But
okay.
I think I tried to look that up once, but I couldn't find it.
Why did I have the governor? What did I know about the governor of Bengal?
Well, no, I mean, if you remember, that's what he said.
Yeah. Well, why would I get that? That's what I can't understand. Well, if it wasn't right.
Well, no, maybe it was right. I'll do another search. But anyway, any other? Oh, and then you had a nanny and ayah.
Well, actually, I didn't. I shared it with the people downstairs. Ayah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember her name.
But that was from. Was that from birth or?
No, I didn't have anybody. At least I don't.
So when did you get the ayah? How old were you when you had the ayah?
Oh, that would have been. Well, like I said, she was only sort of for a little time, which was very unusual. Most people did, as you say. They got an ayah when they were bored, kind of thing, and they had them forever, all day and all night, sort of thing.
Oh, but
and why?
Well, maybe for financial reasons, they only had it for a short time? Had it for a short time?
I don't know. No,
I mean, did your father make a lot of money, or what? He was a railway clerk, no?
No, he didn't make a lot of money.
He was a railway clerk?
He was what?
He was a railway clerk?
To be honest, I don't know what he was. He worked for the East India Railway at Hooghly, which was sort of down a little way from Calcutta. He went into work every day in Calcutta. Well, it was outside Calcutta, obviously. How he went and etc., I have no idea. But he went every day. So, and then I've read about Hooghly.
Well, there's a famous bridge there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That's right. That's right. And there must have been a station there, I suppose, a railway station. And,
Where he worked, yeah.
well, no, he wouldn't have worked in the railway station. I mean, he worked in an office somewhere, but I presume there was some office that probably looked after all the railways in East India.
Could have been in the back of the station or something.
Goodness only knows, because I never went there. And I never knew what he did. I mean, was he an accountant or what was he doing? I don't know.
Well, what was his profession or background? Was it an accountant?
I don't know. They called him Indian Civil Service. Yes, or something.
Oh, so he didn't work for the railway company. He worked for the government, or was
I
the
guess
railway
so.
Was the railway owned by the government?
I suppose so. I don't know. Well, for instance, we had an uncle, like Uncle Frank, and now he was an inspector of the railways. And I remember the last Christmas we were there, we went to stay with him in Gonda, and he had an inspection and he sort of had his own little carriage, and he was going around the countryside the whole time, inspecting different stations, all that. Quite a large place, but part of his route, whatever you call it, was in a princely state, which
Which was still technically independent.
yeah. So, which was kind of fun, because that was one that I always tell the tale that we can remember on Christmas morning. The bearer comes in and says to Aunt Millie, there are 2 elephants in the garden. And then we find out the Raja had sent the 2 elephants to her husband for the day, because they always had a sort of sports thing for the children of the people who worked for them. And the Raja thought it would be nice if the kids could all have an elephant ride.
Ah, so you got an elephant ride?
Yes, and I can still remember how scared I was. I seem to be always scared of something, because there wasn't a fancy harder thing on the back. It was just they'd roped sacks on the elephant's back. So you sat on this thing and held on to these ropes.
So you sat in the sacks? Or
No, you just sat on the sacks.
Oh, on the sacks, okay.
Roped around the elephant's tummy, sort of thing, and you just sat on that and held onto the thing. It was.
Oh, so it was quite a rounded top. It was quite slippery.
Yeah, but I can remember being sort of just petrified. I was going to visit a long way down to the ground.
Well, yeah, it does sound dangerous, because when we went to India and went on elephants, they did have a proper huda or whatever on the top.
Howdah.
Howdah.
Yeah. Well, this certainly didn't, because I can see that rope now. And anyway, but so that's for explaining that though they didn't actually live in the Prince State, which I can't remember, of course, the name. They were very near, and as I say, part of it, the railway went partly. I don't know how they worked all that. I suppose they had Did they have to pay the prince to use his, or did he like having a railway? He probably liked having a railway.
Sorry, so you were visiting the uncle with the
He was-
inspector uncle in a princely state.
No, I'm saying he did a whole section, part of which was in princely state.
Right, he went around to these different
Yeah,
places,
yeah.
including, well, I mean, because the railway went through the princely state. Maybe he was
Only
inspecting the
one.
railway. Only one what? Only one?
Only one Raja that I can
Remember.
remember.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but was he just staying overnight there, or was staying some time, or?
Well, they lived there.
Well, they lived there, I
They
see.
lived in Gonda,
I
which
see.
was Gonda, which was a small village kind of thing, and well, it was a full-time job, just going all around because there was lots of railway in India. And some of it was very peculiar. Well, you know, you've seen the pictures of Darjeeling and that, where they go up a great steepness, and the railway has to sort of make a little loop on itself to get itself up the side of the mountain, all that sort of thing. And anyway, I've seen some of those things recently on the television about India, and a couple of times there's been some connection on a railway station or something, and on both occasions I remember the Indian they were talking to made some comment about, oh well, the railways were a very good thing they'd inherited from the British, and apparently they're still working. They're, still in use.
Oh yeah, the railway system
Yeah,
is still
and
famous.
very, very good use, apparently. So,
Yeah, well, when I was there, now they have these, since the 90s, they've privatized aviation, and they've had these startup airlines that are quite cheap, and so when I was there, I used the airlines because